The sun rises, but deep inside the busy beehive it is always dark. Here, in the very center of the hive, lives the most important bee of all. She is the queen bee. The queen bee is larger than the other bees in her colony. Her long body makes her easy to spot as she moves through the crowded wax hallways. She does not have to collect nectar or pollen like the other bees. Her home is the nursery, a special area of the hive where new bees are born. This is where she will spend her entire day surrounded by thousands of her children, the worker bees. Her life is dedicated to one single vital purpose. The queen's chamber is not a fancy room with a throne. It is simply the warmest and most protected part of the honeycomb. The wax cells around her are kept clean and ready by her attendants. She does not fly outside to see the flowers or feel the sun, except for a special flight she takes just once when she is very young. Her world is the constant hum and warmth of the hive, a place teeming with activity. Every other bee in the colony knows she is there. They can smell her special scent, a perfume called a pheromone, which tells them that their queen is alive and well, and that their home is safe and in order. The queen bee is the mother of almost every single bee in the hive. This is her special and most important job. She is the only bee in the entire colony who can lay eggs that will grow into new bees. Without her, the colony could not grow. There would be no new worker bees to gather food, no new drones, and no new guards to protect the hive from danger. Her presence brings a sense of calm and purpose to the thousands of bees scurrying around her. She is the heart of the hive, and her well-being is the top priority for everyone living inside. As she begins to stir, the hive is already a whirlwind of organized chaos. Forager bees are preparing to leave for the day's first nectar run, and nurse bees are tending to the young larvae. The queen bee is not a ruler who gives orders, but her existence is what directs all of this work. Her scent guides the colony's mood and actions. If she is healthy and laying many eggs, the worker bees become more energetic, building more comb and gathering more food. Her life is a quiet, continuous cycle of work that ensures the future of her large and industrious family. As the queen bee wakes, she is immediately surrounded by a circle of attendant worker bees. They are her royal court, and their only job is to take care of her every need. They are always with her, forming a moving circle around her wherever she goes. These bees are young worker bees who have not yet started to forage outside. Their first task is to make sure their queen is clean and healthy. They gently groom her, using their antennae and mouths to clean her body and wings. This constant attention keeps her free from any dust or debris that might be in the bustling hive. The attendants also act as her messengers and her guards. They touch her with their antennae, picking up her special queen scent. Then they move through the hive, spreading this scent to all the other bees. This is how everyone knows their queen is safe. If she needs to move to a new section of the honeycomb to lay eggs, the attendants clear a path for her. They gently push other bees aside so she has a clear walkway. They make sure she is never disturbed or bothered while she performs her crucial duties for the survival of the colony. One of the most important morning tasks for the attendants is to feed the queen. She does not feed herself. She is far too busy with her work of laying eggs. Instead, her attendants produce a special protein-rich food called royal jelly. They make this milky substance in glands inside their own heads. Whenever the queen is hungry, she will stop, and one of the attendants will place a drop of royal jelly directly into her mouth. This superfood is what gives her the energy to lay thousands of eggs each day, and helps her live much longer than any other bee in the hive. After she has been cleaned and fed, the queen bee is ready to begin her main task. Her morning is not spent resting, it is spent working. She moves slowly and deliberately across the surface of the honeycomb. Her attendants follow her closely, always ready to assist. She inspects each empty wax cell she comes across. She uses her long antennae to feel inside the hexagonal cell, checking to make sure it is perfectly clean and the right size. The worker bees have prepared these cells just for her, and she will not lay an egg in a cell that is not perfect. The queen's most important job, and the one that takes up her entire day, is laying eggs. After she has carefully inspected a clean wax cell, she gets to work. She turns around and slowly backs into the cell, lowering her long abdomen deep inside. For a brief moment, she holds perfectly still. Then she deposits a single tiny egg. The egg is very small, about the size of a grain of rice, and it is white. She carefully glues it to the bottom of the cell so it stands straight up. This whole process takes only a few seconds, and then she moves on to the next empty cell. She does this over and over again, all day long. A strong and healthy queen bee is an egg-laying machine. On a good day during the spring and summer, when there are plenty of flowers and nectar, she can lay up to 2,000 eggs. That is more than her own body weight in eggs every single day. She moves in a steady, circular pattern across the comb, filling cell after cell with the promise of new life for the colony. The worker bees follow behind her, sealing the cells with baby bees inside and making sure the nursery area, called the brood chamber, stays warm. The queen bee is very clever. She can decide whether to lay an egg that will become a female worker bee or a male drone bee. Most of the eggs she lays are fertilized eggs, which will all hatch into female worker bees. These are the bees that do all the work in the hive. Sometimes the colony needs male bees, called drones, to mate with new queens. To create a drone, the queen lays an unfertilized egg in a slightly larger cell that the worker bees have built especially for this purpose. This way, she controls the balance of males and females in the hive. Her work never truly stops. From the moment she starts in the morning until she rests at night, she is in constant motion, searching for empty cells and laying eggs. This continuous effort is what allows the honeybee colony to grow so large and strong. A large workforce is needed to collect enough nectar and pollen to feed everyone and to survive the cold winter months when there are no flowers. The queen's tireless egg-laying ensures that there will always be a new generation of bees ready to take over the many jobs required to keep the hive running smoothly and efficiently. Everything the queen bee does is for the good of her colony. By laying thousands of eggs, she ensures the hive has a constant supply of new workers. These new bees will become the nurses, the builders, the guards, and the foragers that the colony needs to thrive. A hive with a strong, productive queen will quickly grow in population. A larger population means more bees can go out to collect food. They bring back nectar to make honey and pollen to feed the baby bees. This allows the colony to store enough food to survive the long, cold winter when they cannot go outside. The queen's special scent, her pheromone, does more than just tell the other bees she is there. It is like a chemical message that unites the entire colony. This scent prevents other female worker bees from developing the ability to lay eggs, ensuring the queen is the only mother in the hive. It also gives the bees a sense of identity and togetherness. As long as they can smell their queen, they work together peacefully. The scent is passed from bee to bee throughout the hive, connecting every single member of the colony to their queen and to each other. Without a queen, a honeybee colony would be in serious trouble. If she were to disappear, the workers would know within a few hours because her scent would begin to fade. The hive would become disorganized and distressed. Since no new eggs were being laid, the colony's population would start to decline. The worker bee's last hope would be to find a very young female larva, one that came from an egg laid by their lost queen. They would then feed this larva a special diet of only royal jelly to try and raise a new queen before it is too late for the colony. The queen bee, therefore, is the single most essential bee in the entire hive. She is not a ruler who gives commands, but she is the heart and soul of the colony. Her health and productivity determine the health and success of her family. From the moment she wakes up and is fed by her attendants, to the thousands of eggs she lays with great care, her entire life is dedicated to one thing, ensuring the survival and growth of her colony. She is the mother of a giant family, and her quiet, tireless work is the reason the busy, humming city of the hive can continue to exist.